US6.com.
It's a usual suspect take.
Opportunity at the belt, but once again, we so blessed to fight him.
We're giving you an opportunity.
He got the belt. He got the belt.
He came to y'all.
He got the belt. He did not come to. That's what you say. He did not come.
No matter how they try to belittle you, attack your character, create lies and false narratives, understand two things. We dress clean and we fight clean. Salute to the clean fighters.
They claim that this community is so drug-free, but it don't look that way to me.
And I started thinking to myself, man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
That usual suspect take.
And we are back. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? This is Tales from the B-Side. And I am KG. Y'all know this guy over here in the yellow, you know what I'm saying, to my right, Thomas from the Bronx. But look who we got down below. Queen Shower.
Hey.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, first and foremost, shout out to the chat. Y'all are in for a special one this evening. I want to say shout out to everybody that has pulled up. If I don't announce everybody's name, charge it to my heart, not my mind. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get into it. What's up with you, Thomas? How you been, man? What's going on with you? Because you look, hey, Shower, he gave me shit last week because the damn Seahawks beat my Cardinals, and he thought I cared about it. He thought I cared.
And guess what I'm looking at right now? And it's 36 seconds left, and you know, we got a shot here. Our team's played bad on offense. Darnold 4 turnovers, and we're still in the game. Our defense has played great, and I'm sweating this one out. We're trying to get a field goal range, but other than that, life is good. Can't complain, man. We got a good one today.
How you doing, Shower? Welcome. Welcome to Tales to the B-Side.
Thanks for having me. I'm a big fan.
and you already know why you're here, because you are a much necessary entity for what we have on the table for this evening. So how are you? You know what I'm saying? Look, I guess is not backstage right now at the moment. So let's talk some let's talk a little November 22nd bullshit.
I don't think it's bullshit. November 22nd is going to be a great day.
And I told everybody that's ever listened, November 22nd and the month of November is going to be a touchy month because everybody is going to have their sides. People are going to have their divides. People are going to choose. People are going to discredit. People are going to drag. All kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? So not the fight that I'm talking about, but Shower, what is your take on November 22nd as a whole?
As a whole, a night that we've all been waiting for, a night of firefights. How about that?
What about you, Thomas? You know what I'm saying? What is your thoughts? Like, and don't say nothing about no names. Just let me know exactly, you know what I'm saying, what your thoughts is on the 22nd as a whole.
Well, the 22nd is going to hopefully end what I've been saying before the month started, is that it's going to be a November to remember. Okay. So November 22nd is just going to capitalize on that, and people are going to talk about November 22nd and the month of November for a long time. I think it's going to be a great card. We got some great fights, and listen, I'm gonna just stick with the old cliche, back in the day, November to remember. That's what it's gonna be.
Okay, I got you. Oh man, this show, anybody that's ain't been living up under a rock. This is historic right here when it comes to the woes in boxing. And if you're familiar with Tales from the B-Side, then you know there's a lot of woes and stories that have been told over here that have not fallen into the fighter's favor. You know what I'm saying? So we fall in the category, not only, with men, women fall victim to this situation also. Mm-hmm. This one was very, very touching because, this lady has been put into the spotlight under a bad light for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I reached out to her. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say this before she come on so I can maintain my professionalism. I had a slight crush on Hanna Gabriels. You know what I'm saying? The longest. And I'm going to just say it. But at the same time, I'm glad I got her coming, to the show for the reasons that we have her here. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, we just going to do it like we did. Like I told Thomas, we're going to do it.
It's a usual suspect.
Hanna Gabriels, how are you, Queen? Is she there?
It's on mute right now. It's probably having a little difficulties. Yeah.
We gonna keep it rolling until get the technical difficulties out of the way. Like I said, everybody that's been listening, if you listen to other content creators that, because she has come on and she wants to tell her story in totality. And I've seen her on a few different platforms, and they gave breakdowns. And this lady, she's willing to talk. And when I talked to her, she told me, she's like, I want to talk, but I'm going to hold it because I have a set of documents that I need to get situated. And once I get those documents situated, I want to come and talk. And here she is. Ms. Gabriels, how are you?
Hello, everyone. It is my pleasure and my honor to be here tonight with you. Good evening to all of you and everybody that is connecting themselves to this amazing program. Thank you for inviting me. I am very happy and very fortunate for this blessing.
And in the words of Floyd Mayweather, hell of a fighter. Hell of a fighter.
Thank you so much.
Hell of a fighter.
Thank you. I'm honored. Trust me, after only having one amateur fight in my career and, learning in my professionals, it is an honor to be considered a great boxer, a hell of a fighter, as you said. I have been trying to catch on all the time. So I am honored. Thank you.
You're a lifetime athlete. So, you know what I'm saying? And I heard you say that before. You said you started at 5 years old. So you like this like you were going to turn into something to be great, whether it was a track star, tennis player, volleyball player, basketball player. My daughter plays flag football. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, so that sort of thing, like I said, that's right up my alley. And then, like I said, to watch you and me being a novice when it came to women's boxing originally. So when I saw you originally, I saw you for your looks. I didn't look at you for anything else. I said, that is a beautiful woman right there. And you know what I'm saying? I didn't see anything past that. But then when I actually started digging and peeling away at boxing, I saw the skill sets, like not just from you, from, you know what I'm saying, different women. And I started to gain a new appreciation for women's boxing. So we're going to get this going. To my right is my co-host Thomas from the Bronx, and below him is Queen Shower. I brought Thomas on because Thomas is my co-host, and he's a technical media person. Like I said, he's backstage at fights. Queen Shower. This woman has been able to dissect boxing better than most men that I know, and she calls herself a novice, but she understands the sport of the game, the science behind it. And I needed a feminine presence to come in and be able to, you know what I'm saying, either press you or be there to nurture you. You get what I'm saying when it comes to what's being said. So I'm gonna step back. And I'm gonna let Thomas go ahead and fire away, or if Shower's down there smiling, if she has something she wants to get you going, because like I told you before, we're gonna put the battery in your back, we're gonna wind you up because we want it all, because this is necessary.
I would like to say first to everyone, it's been 2 years, and I probably finished my investigation for like a month ago, a little bit less. So the reason why I decided to speak, in all of this time, I have thought that opportunities will show, and they have shown, but they are always conditional upon the idea that I cheated. So I am being offered ridiculous amount of money, and so I cannot. I wouldn't even cover my training expenses. So, I have said no to different occasions, but at some point somebody asked me, you're speaking about this so that you can fight? And I said, I don't know if I'm gonna ever fight again. I have been suffering the consequences, the worst consequences that an athlete can go through, when things like this happens. And I'm innocent, but if I stay quiet for the sake of fighting, I'll be just participating in the same way. And I am on my way out. I am 42 years old, and I am the best boxer that I can be. People don't know that the growth hasn't stopped. But there is young boxers, parents that are investing in their careers, that are trying to get them to the place where they want to be. There are coaches, teams, sponsors, friends that sometimes get involved in the career of those who once, or those who dare to dream big. And when these things happen like this, it is very destructive. I need people to know about this, and I need for athletes to know that they need to participate in the conversation, that they cannot trust that they will be treated fairly if there is money interest. And we do deserve to be treated fairly. And I believe that people have to understand that every athlete, every boxer is also a human being. The only reason why I have been able to be an athlete since I was 5 and I'm 42 today is because I've dedicated my life to this. But with that also comes having a family, having a daughter, having the life that I desire. Not everyone wants to be the best and have this spotlight. Most of us wants to secure a future where we can see our loved ones grow, So I am doing this and I am speaking. I'm not asking for permission to fight. And I don't know if it's going to happen. But I do know that the purpose of what I have been through has to always do with serving others. Because that's why on that face-to-face against Clarissa, I prayed to the Lord that I wanted to honor him with the fight. And then all of that mess happened, and I didn't know really how I couldn't see it. And like, how can I honor you like this? But I have understood that the only way that you can honor the Lord is in those moments when you think that everything is unfair, when you think that things should be differently. But at the end of the day, and after 2 years of a lot, I am grateful because if I can somehow make people aware of these things, um, in somehow the authorities get to recognize that they're not always right, or that there is not always everyone that wants to play by the rules. Something has to happen. Something has to happen. Change has to happen. So please, let's go over it. I'm excited.
In my job field, they call that whistleblowing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, like people will frown on it, but at the same time, when it's bringing justice to what's being overlooked. We already know boxing to be a corrupt sport. We already know that. But at the same time, you got people that's still trying to cut corners. You know what I'm saying? And with you going through the VADA process, and periodically I'm going to throw things up on the screen, and like I said, we can go from there. But the way VADA, correct me if I'm wrong, when the agent came to your house, they saw
he came to my gym.
Yeah, came to your gym, and they seen and they knew about the dog situation, the C-section, and using the topical spray. Did that agent not tell you that you needed to fill out additional paperwork to clarify?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. That is the paperwork that you see there. Mm-hmm. Okay, I might explain something because, like I said, it's been 2 years trying to deconstruct what happened, right? And so when I went to the press conference in Detroit for this fight, I came back home, and one of the dogs was like a balloon. Before I left, I did not see her big like that. We went to the doctor and they told me, you have 3 days and they're going to be here in about 3 days. So we went to the doctor. She had the C-section. The doctor sent the medicine. And with the medicine, there is one that is called Neocept. That is a spray for scarring the tissue. Mm-hmm. So you put that on her scar, on her C-section, to avoid infections, and also to make sure that the tissue hurry up to scar, because the puppies are sucking from the mother, and it opens the wound, right? And so it's a complicated situation, and it takes a lot of hours. I was taking care of the dog 6 a.m. to 12 at night, and my husband would take care of them during the dawn from 12 to 6. I was exhausted. I was training. My daughter was in school. We had the doggies. I have to cook. I have to clean up. It was crazy. And I already had 2 years not fighting, because since I got my heavyweight champion, I got COVID so that I could travel, and I almost died. And then when I got better, Perkins' manager told my ex-manager that the television did not want to see our fight. And that was it. So the next year I did not fight. And the following year, I tried to contact my ex-promoter at the time, and it was very difficult to speak to them. I actually went to the World Convention in Mexico for the WBC to look for my promoter at the time, because they had changed. My promoter at the time was Lou DiBella, and then he unified himself with this other company that then became like a narco traffic or something like that. And then all of those contracts were like hanging in there. So when they contact me to fight Clarissa, I asked them for the termination of the contract. And if they could complete the fight against Clarissa, then I will sign that contract again. And that's how it happened. But when I came back to Costa Rica, it was a couple of days, it was 3 days before the puppies were born, but they were born on April 26th. And I want you to put attention to this part of the story because I just found out 3 days ago about this situation. So they were born Wednesday 26, April 26. My ex-manager called me and sent me the forms for VADA so that I can fill them up and send it to him. But because I was so busy and because I was training and because I was doing so much, it took me from Thursday to Sunday to fill that out. If you go to VADA website and you go into the forms that you have to fill out, you will notice that there are about 5 pages of very weird stuff you have to fill out. You have to let them know where you're going to be 24/7. You cannot lie about it, which is weird because, you don't, if you ask me where I'm going to be for the next 14 days, well, I can tell you where I'm going to be around, but exactly, I cannot tell you. So I had to fill that out. And it was weird. So I needed a lot of his help. And it took me all the way to Sunday at night to send it, almost midnight, like at 10 at night. That was Sunday. Monday, it was Workers' Day in Costa Rica. So that's a holiday. Nobody works on that day. The next day, May the 2nd, was the day that the agent came to my gym while I was training. I was doing some sparring. They waited for me and we started the testing at 8 o'clock at night. And it took me about 3 hours to pee because I just sparred. But because it took me so long, and I am well known in Costa Rica, we were speaking about a lot of stuff and the puppy subject came up. And he got immediately worried because he is a professional in this. And there has been a lot of athletes to this date, like many, that have gone through this situation. So there are precedents about it, one. And then secondly, there was a study in 2020 that speaks about clostridial as an accidental contamination. And what you can find in this study is that the laboratories today are unable to detect, or not to detect, but to measure the quantity of clostridial in your system. But the laboratory is able to recognize the metabolite that corresponds the via. How do you say via? That corresponds the way that you have taken it. If you were by spray, or is it a cream, or is it through injection?
How it got into the body.
Right. So there, a different metabolite appears depending on how you are exposed to it. My situation, the accidental spray veterinarian situation, the metabolite that corresponds to that is called M1. And that you can see over there, right?
Yeah.
There is another metabolite that corresponds to the other type of ingestion. They know that. They knew that. So the agent was worried and he told me, listen, this has happened in the before. We need to fill out a supplementary form which represents your only opportunity. because once you're enlisted in the doping testing, the the WADA and all of these people know that an athlete could be contaminated accidentally. But if you don't fill out this, you are allowing them to
Whatever.
consider you guilty with no right, with no, there's no excuse will matter, right?
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, so now what we do, we send this and what? And he said, well, listen, we are here to protect the athletes and to make sure that they will not hurt themselves when they do these type of things, or when they do substances. It affects them, and we do this for research, but we do it also for prevention. And you have to trust the authorities that they will manage this information with integrity, with ethics, and in the best of your interest. So we sent it. May 9th, they came back and they did the second exam. Remember, I was rushed from Thursday to Sunday. Monday it was holiday in Costa Rica, and at 8 o'clock at night, I had the people of the agency in my gym. What I found out 3 days ago is that whenever you submit a form, it takes 2 to 5 business days for the information to be processed, for the agent to be assignated, and in those 5 days, I have to receive a written notification that says that I'm enlisted in the program and that I will receive a visit at any time for the next whatever days. I did not receive that. I also found out that in the newest the study that was done in 2023 for accidental
ingestion
doping for accidental clustable situation, and there's another one in 2025, is that metabolite M1 only lasts in the body 6 days.
Wait.
When my
6 days, but so
metabolite 1, when it's what it takes, it's about 6 to 10 days, but it takes around it takes 6 days in your body.
Right. So did they tell you how long? Did they tell you how long that it took before they actually ran that test in? Because you're saying they gave you the...
No, what I'm saying is that when I got tested, the agent knew that the medicine that I was using, if I was using it, I could be contaminated. So we needed to fill out the report. But with the report, that we sent evidence as well, of course, right? So we sent that. All that happened. They came and they did the exams and all that. What I found out, because when I sent my legal documentation on June 16 to defend myself, there was only one scientific study about clustable, which said that metabolite M1 was the way of exposure of accidental, right?
Right.
They knew that information. They did not take it in consideration, and they did not inform anybody about that. I found out 3 days ago that when I submit the form, there is also a procedure, time frames, and assignation of the agent, and there has to be according to the rules, a notification to me
Correct.
in between those 2 to 5 business days, which it didn't happen. Actually, the reason why I had looked into it is because I remember that the agent came to the gym and he said, because I'm well known, he said, Hannah, it's so weird. This solicitor was unusual. And I asked him why. And he said, well, it was like an urgency. So everything was so quick and I don't know, they told me I had to be here quick. So here we are. But it was unusual to him because there are actually time frames that they have to respect to ensure that the process is done correctly, right? With no bias. So my manager pressured me from Thursday to Sunday, and I believe that he at some point told Miss Dr. Margaret Goodman, which is the president of VADA and the one that handles everything, because it doesn't seem to be anybody else. The notifications were sent by me. The conversations were done by her and my manager. So she was pressuring him for me to sign it. And then I guess he told him, give me a second. Hannah is doing this. Hannah is doing that. And for some reason, that solicitude of my doping testing was in a rush. I didn't know anything about Kosovo. The agent knew, but I did not know anything until that moment that he told me that I could be in danger. So when they came next week, they made the test. And fast forward, we go to the Wednesday that my ex-manager called me and told me that the fight was off, that I was positive, and that I will face the worst 48 hours of my life the next day when they will make it public. But I just kept asking, what happened? What do you mean I'm positive? And he says, I don't know. You tell me, right? And I was like, well, listen, there was a possibility of me being contaminated with the dog's medicine, but they have the supplementary form. What is going on? Did you ask about it? And he says, listen, they said that they opened sample B because I told them to open sample B, and they said that the substance is doubled. That's why there is a life on my behalf after that happened. Well, where I say that the substance was doubled, because that's what I heard. But the study, the 2020 study, the only study that speaks about trustable, which BADA should be in vanguard with, says that they cannot measure. So when they told me that there was a sample that had double the amount of the substance, it was a lie. But I repeated it because that's what I was told. Now, I received that information. I went to the gym. All of my clients were waiting for me with presents and everything. They were so excited about the fight. They were saying goodbye to me. It was one of the most difficult moments to face deception in people's faces. Is very difficult to face something like that. But I went. They were amazing, and next day it was announced. I was actually on a high school giving a empowerment and self-defense workshop, and they announced everything. I received the notification for VADA and on the 30th of November. according, no, 30th of May, I'm sorry. I was verbally told that Wednesday. But when I checked when I asked for that information to be sent to me, they forwarded to me, and in the chain of conversations, the first notification goes to all, and there was everyone but myself. 3 days before, they announced it to me verbally, because the official and written notification was sent to me until the 30th. By then, I knew that I couldn't do anything, right? One Wednesday, the following Wednesday, I woke up thinking that I had the greatest idea. And I said, let's go to a laboratory, let's ask for a test, and I should be clean. And we can rub it in their faces, right? So I went to the laboratory, and the worker there told me, "Oh, Hannah, we wish that we could help you with that, but nobody can make a solicited for a doping test unless it's an authority, an entity that has the authority to ask for it, and it will take long, because first, when they make the solicitude, they have to assign people and all of these things. It takes time." That's the second time I heard that, right? And I was just sad, because I knew at that moment I couldn't do anything. But on the 7th of June, I sent a letter to Margaret Goodman, the president of WADA, along with Alberto Leon, which is the person in charge of the clean boxing program from the WBC. And I actually had to ask Mr. Alberto Leon, I had to ask him on an email to send me my notification, and then he sent it to me a little later. And I asked Dr. Margaret Goodman to please review the documentation, the supplementary form, and the evidence that they had in hands, because I thought it was the way they communicated my situation. They didn't say it was plausible. They said Hannah turned positive from a derivative of a testosterone, blah, blah, blah. So it sounds like I was cheating. They never said, which was the substance. If they would have said the substance, I would probably, spoken differently. But also, I want people to understand, because a lot of people told me, why are you coming to speak until now? And like I said at the beginning of this, it's been, since it happened, I've been studying my case, and I've been trying to understand what happened. But there's implications when you are an athlete that respects authorities and respect rules and do as is he or she is supposed to do. The implications also of this situation is that you will be silent, and that they will handle, because they are the ones in power, and they are the authorities, and they are the ones that know. You are subject to what they decide. So it is not like I knew much, and it is not like I was allowed to, really. So I asked Mr. Margaret Goodman, as you can see over there, that I will not open the sample B, because according to my friend, my lawyer, if I ask for the sample B to be open, they could discard the petition if they can prove that the chain of custody was done correctly.
Yeah.
But maybe I wouldn't have not been contaminated then, because the metabolite only lasts in the body 6 days.
That's what I was
Right.
asking you about earlier. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at earlier.
I was exposed to the medicine 12 days since the day we're born. So probably if the times would have been managed how the rules say, the window of me being contaminated will have closed. But I'm not trying to say that they should have overlooked things. What I believe is that another test should have been run. Because
my thing is, Hannah, I don't want to cut you off, you know what I'm saying, but I'm leaning on this damn agent, because he pointed out the fact how famous you were, how known you are, how everything about this. So him knowing this and telling you to fill out this extra paperwork, he should have made a phone call to expedite that. Because I'm like, I got a situation here. She has, you know what I'm saying?
That was one of my questions. That was one of my questions.
That is not allowed.
Yeah.
That is not allowed.
That agent.
That is not allowed.
The agent is rubbing me wrong right now.
Yeah.
Like I gave you this information, and I know that it's under a timetable. I should have made a phone call in that moment to say, hey, she has extra paperwork coming in. We might have to hold this up.
Yeah, but another little piece that I feel that is forgotten is that Hannah, and correct me if I'm wrong, you voluntarily submitted those documents and submitted, the what is it, the veterinary product, and you told the agent as well. So it's not like he informed you after you informed him. So that should have been ordered as well.
But this is the thing: the agent, the one that was assassinated and the one that was in charge of the chain of custody, did his job right. He did not do anything wrong. What happened here is this: remember, every fighter that goes and fights for a world title right now, maybe for about 3 or 4 years now, they are subject to VADA and the clean boxing program, especially if they go for the WBC. Because I know how, I do understand that the sanctioning bodies have their own rules and their own way of working. And I believe only when they are doing unified or they're unifying or they're doing undisputed, whatever, they are subject to VADA and to the clean boxing program. So that means that clean boxing program and VADA are the ones that are looking up to this information. They are the ones making the solicitors, the petitions for the exams. They are gathering the information. They get the results from the laboratory. And VADA says, I only deliver results.
Yeah.
But according to their website, they say that when they will deliver those results after analytical, scientific review to ensure that the athlete, his rights are covered. Right? And so when VADA received that information, they should have looked into the supplementary form and evidence and say, well, okay, we have proof, but if we don't trust her, we will send on other exams.
So I got a question, because I believe I've heard you say also that they said other athletes have had the same occurrence with cloisterball, correct?
Yes.
So they really definitely should have looked into your background and see that you submitted this paperwork. They failed to do their job. Yeah.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. That documentation is exactly their job. It's not like, oh, that documentation I mean, for me, it's hard because if you are to see those forms, if you were to sign those, I didn't really wanted to sign those. I actually told my ex manager at the time. I said, "Do I really have to sign this? Isn't that they say that it's voluntary?" And he says, "Well, if you don't sign this, you will not fight because they will think that you are cheating or that something is right. So you submit yourself voluntarily for them to check you out." And then I also submitted the form because there was a situation that is indeed accidental, something that I cannot avoid because before I even signed this contract, the puppy was already pregnant and I did not know about it. And when it got the time to take care of her, I want to ask this question because I want people to understand. I've been an athlete my whole life. I was a champion for about 13 years in total. But in the last 5 years, I have fought once. Or 4 years. I have fought once or twice. What do you think? If boxing is your profession, what do you think it happens when a boxer, even though he has a contract for fights, doesn't fight? How do you think their financials look? My family was struggling, so I couldn't pay anybody to take care of the dogs. And a lot of people said, and it bothers me to hear this because they said, well, she should have known better. She was negligent. And to be honest, I was nothing. I was not negligent at all. I would have been negligent if I did not take care of that wound, and if that wouldn't have gotten an infection, and if I had gotten a situation, a difficult situation with 6 born puppies, and I did not have money to go to a veterinary to spend more on anything. This is something that it was a familiar situation, a family situation, that if they say they care so much about athletes, they at least should be able to see the human in them, the human being in them, you know, the one that has responsibilities and the one that's been what's been. Because the other day somebody asked me, have you ever had problems? And I said, look at my resume. I've been a champion for many, many years, and I've never gave promise anybody. I've been always a professional. I carry myself in a professional way. I have made that one of my commitments.
Yeah.
They see humanity. Go ahead.
Sorry.
I was just going to say they see humanity in the individuals that they choose to. And this is just why I've been curious, because it's been 5 years now, right? Almost, that we've been wondering what happened. And then when the rematch came up, so it's actually been more than 5 years now, right? When the rematch came up, it was like, and all this hit the fan, you know, we were all just left curious and wondering, because we've seen other individuals come after you that have popped dirty for true PEDs, and they are fighting again. They're fighting coming up here shortly.
Yeah, real stuff. Yeah, real stuff. Yeah.
With the real stuff, you know.
They actually put into their body, not something that it was absorbed through your hands.
Through anabolic steroids.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've been watching, and we understand what's going on. Well, we don't know what's going on with you, but we're glad you're here to straighten all this up. And for everybody, for the record, her paperwork that she's sharing with everybody on my channel is in my description box. The link is in the description. I'll put it in the description or in the chat here shortly.
I appreciate that, show.
I just want to mention just one thing, like, you know, the unfair. And by the way, we always do this in the beginning of the program. We didn't do it today. for people that don't know, you're a 4-division world champion, right? Light, middleweight,
Yeah.
heavyweight, right? This is what I mean. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I want people to know this. Like you've been a professional for a long time, but you're also a 4-division world champion. You've been a heavyweight champion, welterweight, light, middleweight, and
Super well.
it's a heavyweight. Yeah, that's super. Yeah. So with that being said, no sanction has ever been put on you by any of the organizations. So do you feel like like a misjustice was formed? Obviously, you do feel that, but like why do you think that is? Like why can't they make a public statement to say, look, you're innocent. You're not guilty of anything.
Yeah, we messed up.
They should have when they gave me my adjudication letter where it stated that I was innocent. But we have to understand that these are legal implications. I mean, if you are an authority in this area and you have rules and you have regulations and you go against all of them, why would you? What does that mean for your credibility as an entity that is fair and that cares about the boxers?
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, the WBC is one of them, and I've been very vocal about the WBC because the WBC in Suleiman has done a lot of shady things, and I'm on the radio every Sundays in Ring Talk Worldwide with a guy named Pedro Fernandez who has a good relationship with Suleiman's father. They kicked us off the radio. We used to be off the TV because we used to be on WBC TV. They kicked us off the TV. Airing the radio on the TV because we voiced our opinion on a fight. So like, I mean, it's something that has to be said about not just the WC, but these other sanctioning bodies as well. And these organizations that, what they're doing to these athletes is completely wrong.
I think that I cannot speak for others because I don't know the situation, like I said, but when it comes to the doping situation, this is what I want people to understand because I was a champion for many years and I always did doping testing, but it was regular doping testing. You urinate and they test you for marijuana, for coke and all of these things. But once I believe and I understand that they are doing this to elevate and to ensure that the performances are fair. Right? If you see Clarissa's press conference before the fight, my fight, the one that I wasn't there, that she was with Marisela Cornejo, and she said there was no hard testing before I came up and asked for it. I am, and then she said when she said that she thought that maybe I knocked her down because I was probably then positive in pets, like I was at that moment. So I'm trying to say the boxers are in a very, very, very vulnerable situation, in a very vulnerable position when their information is not really fairly and according to the rules, which is the most important thing here. Because everybody has pointed at me and say, hey, you did this and you went against it and you violated this, and I didn't violate anything.
Wow. And that's the problem.
There was a lack of respect to their own rules, but it was not on my behalf.
But it was so easy to believe at the time because, like you said, the media spearheaded it. They got ahead of it all, and once they put it out, and you already know that the type of culture that we're in, they're looking instantly to cancel someone. And once that made it to the other side, everybody started dragging. You know what I'm saying? So without this information and then them having you sit silent, we're sitting back like, what's true?
Well,
what's not true?
I want to say you have seen those for everyone that wants to see those documents. You will see only facts.
Yeah.
Only facts. I'm not talking about my experiential part. What this have, how this has impacted my life and the life of my daughter, and how her future has been jeopardized in so many ways. But there was somebody asked me, why aren't you fighting? And I will not say the name because I respect that person, and we cannot shoot the messenger. And I have a lot of respect for that person. But I was told like this. Listen, they say that all of that legal stuff, all of that crap, they don't care about.
Who's that?
They want you to write a letter, not admitting that you did anything, but saying that 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 you know that what happened was wrong, and that you will submit yourself to do whatever is necessary. Remember, I did that with Vala. I'm still submitted to the resolution because I got that resolution until November. Right? But I was not sanctioned. My bills were still with me because they knew I was innocent. They couldn't sanction me in any way. I actually have a mandatory fight from Perkins. They made a mandatory in September. So I told them I couldn't organize anything until I had a letter, that will redeem me. And so that in that sense, I could go and look for sponsoring, because of course, this situation killed all credibility. Nobody wanted their brand to be, how do you say, to be
almost
related.
smeared, but at the same time, misguidedly smeared because you didn't do anything wrong.
Exactly. No, they were like, oh, Hanna, but you know how the brands, or the brand cannot be related to you in this sense because it looks bad. And they all wanted to support me, but they couldn't. So I was waiting for something, and I was waiting for them to say, okay, no, we were wrong. Hanna is good to go. Like, yes, right? None of that happened. I received that when they told me that, and so I want to go back. They say, that before admitting that they went wrong, they would rather your career to die, right? And I said, it was hard to hear it. And I said, okay, I guess. And he said,
they already turned the wheels on you.
He said, don't shoot the messenger. But they said they don't care about this and you need to write that. And I said, I will not write anything admitting something that I didn't do. And he said, do you want to fight? And I said, against my integrity? I don't know. And he said, don't fight then.
Oh no. Who? I'm like,
so
who?
I got my adjudication letter in November. By the end of January, I received a message from the president of the WBC telling me that I was going to be stripped from my belt because of an inactivity. And I actually thanked him, and I said, he said, we will talk about this. And I said, please, this is unfair and blah, blah, blah. Not long after that, Jones fought for the heavyweights, and then Clarissa's now the heavyweight. But I was the heavyweight champion for 2 years. Clarissa never came. During that time, they asked me to come down. I went down because I was ready. And in 2021, we should have faced each other. And so this is the reason. She says, why do I have to fight her again? Well, right now, I believe first, the fans wants to see it. Number one. Number two, when I fought her the first time, I went up to 160.
Yeah.
And she said she wanted to become undisputed at 154. And I was the champion there for 11 years. So I said, I will wait for you. I'll see you there. Right? I trained my ass off because I really wanted to bring to the table a better fight, a different fight. So when the moment came for them to fight me on 2021, they managed to get me out of the picture. And I don't want to be biased in the sense that, oh, you know, it wasn't fair. They removed me. I believe it should have went the other way, because between champions, if you want an undisputed, you have to fight the champion. Bottom line, right? But they were selling this as the fight of the century, and I did understand that. I did understand the big picture, so I stayed silent. But 2 days before the fight, Clarissa posted a picture of me being punched by her in the face. And she said, "Good morning, 2 more days." And I thought it was disrespectful to me because it was her message or her way of saying, I'm fighting for your belt and I don't even have to face you. Right?
Yeah.
She fought, she won, and I moved to the heavyweights. And then when I was in the heavyweights, they expected me to be fat and I don't know. And then I was in the best of shape and all of this happened. So when we first fought, they said that we both broke records of audience. On 2021, that fight of the century, if you see the news after that fight, they say that, you know, it was a good fight, but it was short in expectations. But if they would have fought me before or later, it doesn't matter. It would have been good numbers for sure. And I believe that because in 2023, Mark Taffet in the post conference says that after the Cornejo and Shields fight, they actually broke their ceiling, even comparing their situation with the Savannah Marshall in UK. And I remember people was really mad at me when they announced that doping testing, because a lot of people did not want to see that fight. So people was, they booked flights and hotel rooms, and they already bought the ticket and they wanted the money back and they wouldn't give it back. So a lot of people was mad at me, right? And they will go into my DMs and be like, "Oh, you bitch, I spent this money and you're doing this and that."
You mean the fight, Corneo?
Those are fickle fans.
You talking about the Corneo fight?
You said what?
You're talking about the Corneo fight?
Yes, the Cornejo fight.
I was talking not about you, but I was like, we don't want to see Corneo. I didn't want to see that. We wanted to see you. Yeah,
exactly. They say that when before it was announced my situation, they had full house. But in the fight, only 11,000 people showed up out of 15,000 that spaces that there were. But also, they sold in Latin America, people with, after they announced the doping testing, the rest of the days until Friday before the fight, June the 2nd, people will call me. And they were relieved that I was still fighting, because they were still publishing the fight as if I was fighting. And so there were people that knew about it. There were other people that didn't know. There were people in television, right? And so it was always announced as if nothing has happened. But yeah, it's the aftermath is I just recently, some weeks ago, got to see in paper and realized that I was played like that. And I could probably keep shut to see if they decide if I'm worthy of them having me in a ring. But I rather speak up and warn those that are coming. I really want to fight Clarissa. She keeps spreading the narrative of me being a cheater. She says that she likes beef. There's real beef here.
Yeah.
And I think she doesn't want to fight me because, like I said, she thinks I'm unworthy. But her team knows better. And everything that has happened and all of the games that they have played have gotten to actually make me realize that I am that of a big of a problem. And
You're worthy.
even though I have gotten better and I'm ready to go, and I wish it with all my heart, if it doesn't happen, I am happy with being able to fulfill the purpose of warning others. And I want athletes to understand the only reason why there is a business at all is because of us.
Yeah.
So please, please, please make sure you are taking care of yourself. Make sure you participate in the conversations. Make sure you prepare yourself to defend yourself because you are worthy of it. Even though there will be people that will treat you as if you are not. But that doesn't matter. Your worth is always intact.
Have you already started grooming Hanna 2.0 to pass the torch to be next Costa Rican that didn't make it and was shorted based off of, you know what I'm saying, your shortcomings?
I did not understand. Can you speak a little slowly?
Okay. I'm saying, have you started training your replacement, you know what I'm saying, from Costa Rica? Have you found the next you in Costa Rica and start giving her the knowledge as far as VADA and how dirty the game can be, and pass your skill set to her so she could be the next coming into the game?
My daughter?
Or your daughter, or whoever is
Just
in the
anyone
team
in Costa Rica, yeah.
It's breaking up a little bit. Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, at this point, like I said, I just found out about these things. There's a lot of people that has been waiting for me to come back. There's a lot of people that say, you know, she's too old, her time just passed and everything. So I am right now trying to figure out things. I have a good opportunity on the door right now. And it seems to be a team that believes in me.
Is that
wants
Virginia?
to. Huh?
Is that in Virginia?
What?
I said, is that in Virginia? Virginia, here in the United States.
Is that in the United States in Virginia, by chance, he's asking?
No, that is not happening anymore. Because I was okay. I was offered a bigger deal, a better deal. So you know, I was told, you know, they told me, okay, I offer you this for you to throw everything away, and so I threw it away. So I'm about to probably close that deal in the next week or so. If that happens, then you guys will see me fighting regardless.
Okay.
Regardless, if they don't want me, if they don't want me fighting, regardless, they will see me fighting, and I will be able to show some of the great advances that I have. And I'm a totally different boxer. I'm very proud of the advances. Yeah, because I haven't been able to fight much. So, fighting gets you to a higher level always. But I am that type of person that believes that whatever God has gave me should be enough for the mission that I have. And they haven't stopped the growth. And I want to say, last fight I saw, Clarissa, Lenny Daniels did very good.
Mm-hmm.
So
that girl up. She pulled her up from lightweight, man. I got a question for you.
But
what weight class? What weight class you gonna come back at? You know everybody wants to know that. Super middle still?
I right now my weight is 165 pounds with clothes. so I'm like 163, something like that. I have been an athlete since I was 5 years old. So right now I'm unable to eat, sleep, and train like I used to because not only I don't have the resources, but I don't have a fight. And that makes it very hard with the few resources that we have to gather that to maintain a weight like that. But I'm thinking as soon as I start training in the camp, I will lose in about 12 or 15 days about 10 pounds. So I want to fight back in 154. And I don't know, maybe 147 isn't the door if my body responds well. But I think 154, my all-time division should be the place.
Okay. I got questions too. I know, you explained everything that's going on. I read the documents. But I'll just make it real simple, because I your name is cleared by us, it's cleared by the people watching, and I think we needed to get out there more. That's just me. I'm always trying to help people. I want to, put people out there and prove their innocence. If you had one word to tell a message for the organizations that's mishandled your case, what would it be?
To the kids and to the people?
To the organizations that mishandled your case.
Oh.
What would it be if you had to tell them?
You have to tell them something. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I would like to say that I have proudly been a champion of the different organizations, and it's been always a privilege. I am happy that I was able to bring this to the table because it makes me happy to let you know, all of you know, you were wrong about me. I have always respected our sport, and I have always committed myself to it with integrity, with ethics, since the moment that I became a champion. And I did understood the importance of the place that the Lord was giving me. I am not trying to be a victim, and I am not trying for you to redeem me in any way. I think that is a job that the Lord has in his hands. And I can't wait to see him do it. But I do want you, especially Bada and the clean boxing program, to acknowledge your responsibility. I want you to recognize how destructive your decisions can be when you decide not to respect your own rules. Your lack of respect for your own procedures speaks volumes. And I believe if you dare to announce to me on a form that if I fail, my life will be destroyed as it has been destroyed, you should at least recognize the power that you have and be fair and understand that we might represent a business to you, but we are human beings. We have a family. Some have a family, and you have jeopardized my daughter's future. And for that, I will not forgive you. But for everything else, I only hope that my case serves to those who are in danger if you do not change your ways. So, with all my humility and proudly innocent, I just want to humbly petition for your empathy and to honor the reason why you in the first place exist.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's all.
Very well said.
So Hannah, if they're not willing, because it sounds like you still have something going or coming.
She still got that itch.
Right. She said that she has something coming possibly next week.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be watching. But if they
I will be signing apparently a good contract next week.
But if they're not willing to apologize to you and publicly, because you absolutely deserve that.
No, I don't want apologies.
No. You want
No, I don't need apologies at all. I just want people to understand the dangers of trusting blindly that the authorities will do right.
Already. Right.
That's the important thing. Like I said, I'm not asking for permission. I'm not trying to, none of that. This situation has taken everything from me.
Yeah.
And I have nothing left, only my voice, only the evidence that I have to announce to all of those that are dreaming on holding a belt like I did one time.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful.
I know you don't want any, you don't care for any apologies, but shouldn't they be held accountable and and help and take responsibility for what they did and clear your name and say, look, we made a mistake, we didn't do something we were supposed to do. Hannah's completely innocent. And we apologize. Maybe to apologize, you forget about that part, but to hold accountable for their mistakes and to let people know what they did, because it goes on. Like, we have guests all the time on this show, right? And they tell us different stories, the scenarios of how they got mistreated, cheated, and unfair bias, etc. And we want to get that out there to the younger fighters. So holding them accountable. But for you, what would you tell the younger fighters and the people coming up? What would you tell them and how to deal with these systems in place? Whether it's VADA, the clean boxing program, what should they look out for, so that they don't fall, for any of the injustices that's faced you?
I think that they need to inform themselves, but it's truly not the job of the athlete. The professionals are them.
Yeah.
They are the ones that say that they do this for prevention and education. Mm-hmm. I haven't received any help from VADA or for the clean boxing program to do anything. They just received information and decided if I was innocent or not. No help whatsoever. No, like trying to explain, nothing. So I am tired of people thinking that this is the athlete's responsibility. It is not. It is their responsibility. Mm-hmm. They are the professionals. They are the authorities. They are the ones that know about this. They are the ones that have dedicated their life to these things. We know nothing about it. We train and we fight. Mm-hmm. And if we are to learn about this, the responsibility cannot be all ours. My situation is evidence that an athlete is powerless. From the moment that he decides to sign that, it's powerless. He depends solely on them.
To follow
So
their
they are
own
the
rules.
ones to understand that when they disrespect their procedures, their time frames, their rules, they are disrespecting also the work of that athlete. And they are jeopardizing everything that that athlete has built. And some of us have built, has been building a lifetime.
Has anyone spoken out on your behalf? Any of the other fighters at all? Any?
You said what?
Have any of the other fighters came out and spoken out on your behalf?
Oh, I don't expect that because that's you know, in these situations, if people take sides, then they probably get blocked because they are seen as a problem as well. So in boxing, you don't see people a lot, you know, supporting each other in these situations because I believe, yeah, you are just put it aside. That's why in the document I say the silence of an athlete to not be pointed as a problematic is also the dirt or the soil that it gets buried with, you know. So it's a matter of decision, and I have decided that the pretty earrings that I once were that I once was honored to wear, I don't have them anymore, but I'm still whole. I am still that athlete. I am still that champion. No titles, but still that champion. And that is enough. I don't need uh I don't need them to recognize it. I don't even want it. I only want them. I only want this to be probably the beginning of change.
Yeah.
The part, you know?
Yeah.
I can appreciate that. Thomas, you got anything? Shower, you got anything?
I'll close with my final statement, you know, and you guys continue on what she said. I mean, you know, from me to you, Hannah, and I'm sure everybody else agree, you're always going to be considered a champion. You may not have the belts, but we're going to call you champ nevertheless because you're a champion, 4-division world champion. So, you know, and keep moving on. And, you know, you have a fan in me and myself. And yeah, I know you have other fans as well. And we're just here to support and continue to see you to grow and, you know, and proceed in anything that you do, you know, and I wish you the best.
Thank you so much. Please send me all your pages so that I can follow. And I want to say hi to my friend Dion in Pennsylvania. They're the ones watching they told us to tell us that they were going to have it big and everybody's looking over there. So I just want to send my love to my Woody face and to all of my friends. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I in the last 3 days I have had 3 interviews, and I just want to thank you all for allowing me to have a voice, because there's not a lot of empathy and compassion that you find in when these things happen. And but somehow the Lord is being so good to me that even in the midst of everything, I have found great people like yourself. So just thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for allowing others to know the dangers and hopefully I thought, like I said in my document, I thought that my legacy was to have been the first world boxing champion of my country 15 years ago. But my true legacy is this it is more important. What it is much more important to warn those that have a future.
Yes.
My future is uncertain as well, but it's a shorter one. And whatever happens with it, it will be for the grace and for the honor of the Lord. And He might have to, I might not, but I am okay. I am okay if it doesn't happen still. I am grateful. Grateful. Thank you so much.
Bendición.
I just want to say, don't give up. Keep pushing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing and for continuing, because I've seen where you have spoken out way before this. Continue. Stay strong in the Most High. I'm a very spiritual person as well. And I think something that people take for granted is that when you are down so low, you kept your faith. That's a beautiful thing. Continue to keep your faith. I'm praying for you. There's plenty of people out here praying and pulling for you. And I'm going to just put it out there in the atmosphere. We will see you in the ring again soon. I know this. I feel it in my heart.
And you will be surprised.
Oh no, I won't be. I can feel it in my spirit. And blessings to you, Hannah. You're a winner. Whatever happens,
All right, Hannah.
Spirit.
Hannah, we've
Thank
come
you
to
so
a
much.
point. We've come to a point in the show, and we're in November. And if you are currently still watching boxing, men and women's boxing, November 22nd is next week. So I'm doing this with everybody that I've talked to in November, and I'm going to ask you to close out the show. I need your picks and potentially predictions for the David Benavidez, Anthony Yarde fight and the Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. fight. Who you got?
You got cut off. But I do not know who is fighting this weekend, so I'm sorry. But let me take it out and then,
You playing with me right now? You heard me.
You're getting cut off.
Am I cutting up?
Maybe it's on. I might be.
Clean me up.
You sound clean
about the guys that I'm asking her about. You know what I'm asking her.
So what he's asking is, you said you're not familiar with the fights this weekend, but that is what he was asking you if you had picks for this weekend, the upcoming fight in Saudi.
Benavidez, Yarde, and Haney.
And which is the fight that he wants me to pick on?
David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde and Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr.
Oh, okay. Oh man, why are you putting me in the spot like that?
I got you.
Okay. Well, listen, I am usually not in the predictions things because I believe I like to see the fight and I like to leave it up to the boxers, because depending on the fight and who their game plan, and if they're able to follow up on the game plan, the fights, have become different. But I will have Benavidez. I'm gonna get Benavidez, and then let me pick Haney.
Okay. We got David Benavidez, Devin Haney.
But remember, I'm not good with predictions, so do not take in consideration my picks.
Okay.
Don't put no money. Don't bet no money on those picks.
Are you watching the women's fight?
I don't have no money. I don't bet money. Are you crazy?
Are you watching the
I bet money on me.
I know that's right. Bet on yourself. I was asking, do you watch the women's fights in general? Like,
I do. When they transmit it in Costa Rica, I watch them. But they are not usually transmitted in Costa Rica unless there is an interest. So, and usually my daughter steals the TV, and so I am usually unable to watch a lot of things. And I do have 9 dogs, and a whole bunch of things. So I usually, I'm unable to sit down and watch TV or watch fights or watch a lot of things, but I try to keep up with the news and with the highlights and stuff because I do love boxing. It's just sometimes it's hard. Lately, I don't watch as much because it's hard to see things happening, time passing by, and me being on the side. So I try to avoid, being involved in it so much because it hurts.
Yeah, I know.
So I apologize, but those are my picks. Don't bet on them. Just enjoy the fight.
And I want to appreciate you for your time. If I'm not cutting up right now, if you can hear me, I really do appreciate you. I've reached out to you maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and then we circled the block and we talked again. So I'm glad I got you here, and I'm glad I got you here with something super significant. So I really
thank you.
Really,
I appreciate you for the patience because at the moment I did not have anything to say. And at this moment, I believe I have found exactly what needs to be out there for the purpose of the Lord. And I just want to thank you for your patience and for keeping up with me. Thank you so much to all of you.
Thank you.
And
bendición.
Thank you too.
I know you speak Spanish, you know, bendición. Okay?
Boxing
¿Quién habla español aquí? ¿Tú?
Poquito.
Muy bien, muy bien.
Muy poquito.
No importa, poquito es bueno.
Sí, gracias.
Yo hablaba poquito inglés.
My mom full blown Spanish.
My wife, mi esposa, she says that I'm a fake Puerto Rican.
Oh, pues salúdame a tu esposa, es brillante.
Gracias.
It has been my honor. Thank you so much for having me. Truly and really and truly, it's been an honor. And I hope if everything goes well, maybe we can talk about having you in Costa Rica. Maybe you can do something here. So it will be my honor, especially because you guys have been so open into helping me out with this situation. So I really want to have by me those who have been brave enough to help me out. So we will be speaking soon. Okay.
And I look forward to seeing you when this announcement is made. And if it's a fight, I want you coming back and come tell us about it. Okay.
Yes.
Definitely.
And you can always come to my platform.
You have to send me your information. Please send me all of our information, please.
We will. We definitely will. Till next time, Hannah.
Blessings, Hannah.
Thank you so much. Many blessings to all of you.
Hey.
Oh man. Hey Thomas, I'm not gonna ask you.
All right, thanks.
Shower. Was this a good one?
This was a good one.
Was it?
And it was informative in the sense that, again, not just the fighters, but people needed to hear her story.
Yeah.
But maybe more importantly for younger people coming along. So y'all share this.
Yes.
If you know people, fighters that are coming up, share this. They need to know.
And you already know, everybody that comes onto this platform, we break it down and let you know you need a team around you.
Yeah.
Because if you can't comprehend a was with a word, has with a have, you might need somebody on your team, because we talked to Stephen Big Shaw last Sunday. And if anybody listened to that, he doesn't have clarity, you know what I'm saying, with his management team. So Hannah was speaking on, that's the management's job, that's the promotional's job, those are the professionals' jobs. But if you have management and promotion that you don't have a serious rapport with, you're going to have to put your ears to the street and actually pay attention to the paperwork that's going around. And I understand you guys want to fight, and that's what you're here to do, but you have to pay attention to the ins and outs, because they will still jerk you, even in the era of Chat GPT. You can take any document and run it through ChatGPT, and it'll summarize what you're looking for. If you're not even utilizing that, you will still get jerked in this game. You will. And Hanna just exposed that VADA will jerk you. They will jerk you also, not just the sanctioning bodies. They will also, because they're not standing on their own code that they should be on.
Yeah, their own rules. So
yeah, that's what I think pissed me off the most about this and hearing what happened to her. These are y'all's own rules, and you guys broke it, and you don't have the nerve enough to come out public. She might not want the apology, but damn it, she deserves that publicly. Yeah. They need to make this right. Yeah.
I agree.
And another thing about this lady, class act.
Yeah.
She's not out here going after the individual who's been out here calling her dirty and that's kind of involved in all this. She has been keeping above the mess. So shout out to Hanna, man.
Shout out.
And I brought up the WBC because they're part of this, right? And I'm just tired of like the shenanigans that Suleiman plays and some of these other presidents and stuff with these organizations. They have to take some accountability. And even if they felt like they did nothing wrong, they should still, go with the facts. And you don't think that the WC could have made a statement with all the resources they have and made a statement and say, look, she's a clean fighter. She did nothing wrong. Like, they could have done that. Why didn't they? And that's my problem with Suleiman and the WC. They don't take any accountability. And what they do is they take the simple route and they kick you off or they shove you off. And, listen, guys, I mean, what I said earlier is true. They kicked us off WC, and it's not my radio show. I'm just like a guest that comes on each week on somebody else's, radio show that was being produced on WBC TV. They kicked us off. And I spoke to Suleiman in person in July. And he kind of shrugged it off.
He just smiled in your face.
He smiled it off and he kept saying, oh, that's my friend, regarding the host of the show, Pedro Fernandez. And like, you never even gave the man a call. Like, and that's their simple, solution to everything. And I think that's wrong because they take sanctioning fees, for their title and they make good money off of those. And I just think, at the very least, they could have done something and they didn't. And that's why I brought it up. And it's messed up.
These guys must not have mirrors in their house because, like, when you do that to somebody, you still got to go home and be able to look yourself in the mirror. Where is your integrity?
The wicked sleep the best. I thought you knew that. They sleep the best.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Y'all got anything else?
Just one more thing. So I said I'd put that link out there, y'all. I tried. It looked super crazy and long. It is in my description box, and it's also on her IG. Yeah, it's on her IG. Go through her reels. You'll see the link, and you can look at all of the paperwork she submitted and everything, y'all. It's a piece of work.
And if you don't understand or read Spanish like Mia Thomas, there's an English version.
I was about to give you a shout out, but I'm gonna do it anyway. You get paid. A couple of things. Shout out to KG for putting this together.
Yes.
Getting me the documents. He told you want to tell him about the ChatGPT that kind of broke it down and helped it understand it too. So you can do that as well. It helps if you put it to chat. It helps you break it down and get a better understanding. All this information is online. I have the information as well. Do me a favor. Shout out to the Usual Suspect 6. Please go and subscribe to KG's channel if you're on my platform right now. Subscribe. My man Oddfella does some work behind the scenes as well as the other members of Usual Suspect 6. So I got to give a special shout out to my man KG for putting this together and the Usual Suspect 6. So if you're not subscribed, please go over there and subscribe. And of course, subscribe to Shower as well because Shower is the best.
No. What's the new name, Shower? Let us know, baby. Let us know what the new name is.
The new name is Keeping It Boxing. Well, it is called actually Yes Indeed Boxing.
Yes,
it's
indeed.
No longer Shower because people are having a hard time finding it. Yes Indeed Boxing.
And yes, indeed, it is boxing over there. I love that name.
I like it. That's nice.
I love that name. I do. I want to give a special shout out to the chat. Everybody that came near, far, and everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's watching it on the platforms, everybody watching them on your own streaming services, networks, wherever you are. I really do appreciate everybody for pulling up, tapping in for the beginning, the middle, the end, or the whole shebang bang. I really do appreciate everybody, and we're looking forward to speaking to Hanna in the future when this announcement is made. And whatever fighter she decides to put under her wing and start grooming, because her skill set can't go. I want to allow her skill set to retire. You get what I'm saying? It needs to be passed on to somebody. It needs, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a good skill set. Damn good fighter, damn good boxer. And like I said, I look forward to seeing more from her, whether it's in the ring or her just being an advocate for the younger fighters. So, this has been Tales from the B-Side. This is episode number 19. And I say this at the end of their show. Don't ask me when number 20 is coming out. I'll let you know. You know what I'm saying? And if I let you know, that means Thomas is going to know. And if Shower is necessary to be here, she'll know. And if our fella needs to know, he'll know. If Cadillac Red needs to know, he'll know. Like I said, y'all will know when y'all know, because y'all might just get a real conversation next. Like I said, y'all stay tuned, because we got fight week coming up next week. And there's a whole damn wedge been bridged between them everybody because of what it is. So I want y'all to pull up next week and endure. Well, next week is tomorrow. So endure the BS, the celebration, the shenanigans, every damn thing that's gonna come with this damn big fight week. You know what I'm saying?
Is it safe to say that we won't have a Tales from the B-Side next Sunday?
I got an all-star game to take my daughter to. She made the all-star team. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, so she's playing an all-star game, but that shouldn't conflict if we do.
Okay, because I feel like everybody's going to talk about the fights that happen on Saturday the next day. So
they are. So,
so I feel
if KG is able to work his magic and I pull somebody from that card, then we'll have a Sunday show with somebody from.
Okay, so that makes sense. All right, so
y'all stay.
I'll hold off on any contacts that I have. All right,
y'all stay close. Keep your ears to the street, because, like I said, I'm gonna pull another one out my hat. You know what I'm saying? So.
I got a couple guys. I got a couple people in mind, but I'm gonna hold it in my back pocket.
Okay. Okay. You already know how I am, man.
Yeah. I know. I totally get it.
Yep.
I totally understand.
So, like I said, once again, shout out to the chat. Shout out to Shower for coming to grace us with her presence. Shout out to my boy Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's tapped into the previous shows and those that are looking forward to the future shows. You know what I'm saying? Like I said again, this has been Tales from the B-Side. I'm KG. That's my boy Thomas from the Bronx. There he is. You know what I'm saying? And special guest, Shower.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, everybody. Peace.